Steve, this year I'm in a new Wimbledon Theatre playing, I'm playing Silly Simon in Jack and the Beanstalk, which is one of my favourites because I know when you go see Jack and the Beanstalk as a kid, you want to see the giant. That's what you want to see. You want to see the giant. And when I saw the giant, I was like, oh my God, I've been transported back to being six now. The giant's fantastic. It's scary, but not too scary. And that's what Jack and the Beanstalk is all about. We go, oh, what's the Beanstalk? What's the Beanstalk? Beanstalk is great as well. It's all great, special effects. We have a flying motorbike and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's fantastic. I love doing it.
You're known for your flying, aren't you?
Yes, I am, because I've got a pilot's license here. And strangely enough, we've got a real motorbike on the show as well. And I had to ride it. I went, oh, have you got a motorbike license? Because if you haven't, then you can't ride it. And strangely enough, only about 3 weeks ago, I passed my motorbike test. I didn't know it was a criteria for it. So I was really chuffed about that, yeah.
And you've also said that most pantos are made when you get a good baddie. Have you got a good baddie this year?
I always say, you're absolutely right. The panto stands or falls on the strength of the baddie. If you've got a good baddie, if you've got a baddie that's a bit willy-nilly, no one gives a monkey's about, then there's no show, right? But when you got a good one, and we've got not a good one, we've got a fantastic one. Alexandra Burke is phenomenal. And the costume, she comes out, she looks like a giant, it's just a goddess that comes out. And she's got so much stage presence. When she comes, she blows you away. And she scares me. And I've only got one big scene with her in the second half. But every now and I go, oh, she scares me a little bit. But yeah, it's great. I love it.
So you're sort of on the audience's side, are you?
Yeah, well, I think the audience are more on my side than me on their side. Yeah, I think they have to tend to go with me. Because I tend to throw the script out the window a little bit and ad-lib a lot and improvise, which is what... my first panto, 40 years ago nearly now, was with Rod Hull and Emu. And he always said the principal comic's role is to create the mayhem, but you also have to control it. You have to know how far to push it and when to pull it back as well.
I've seen you a few times because you're a bit of a veteran of the Nottingham Theatre Royal, and I know you've done a few there.
Yes, I love that theatre. Well, this is equally, it's a proper Matcham theatre. Frank Matcham was a great architect, designer. I think it was late part of the 19th, early part of the 20th century. Absolute genius. And after he went away, they had copies of Frank Matcham. Everybody realised that his design and architecture was the best, not just acoustically, but also visually. There's never a bad seat in a Frank Matcham theatre because visually it's designed for the audience. It's fantastic.
And I know you're in a rush, so there's just one other aspect that we ask all these people that we interview, and
Yeah.
you can give me a long answer or a short answer, but basically the question is, how did you get to where you are? What in your life as you grew up? How did you end up falling into the things that you now do?
Strangely enough, I was going to be a geologist, is what I wanted to do, Steve, when I was at school. And then when I was 13, I got run over, and I had a real bad accident, and I broke my leg very badly, and I missed about a year of school. So I couldn't do any of the exams that I wanted to do. I went to geology, geography, all those sort of stuff that would, help me become a geologist. And when I went back to school after a year away, I'd forgotten everything I'd learned. And I had to do stuff like housekeeping and and RE, religious education, and stuff that I had no interest in. So all my aspirations went out the window. And so I thought, well, what can I do? So I got a job calling the bingo and refereeing wrestling at a holiday camp and drifted into it that way, really, Steve. And then, the rest is history, as I say. I got into New Faces in 1987 and never looked back. And busking it for 40 years, and I'm still busking it now, really, Steve.
Sorry, was that a red coat type thing? Where was your holiday camp?
I was a green coat for Warner's in Lowestoft. Yep, that's exactly what it was. And then during COVID, during lockdown, I did a degree with the Open University on geology, and I've got a degree in geoscience. So I still went back to my geological roots for it as well. So I was really chuffed with that.
Fantastic. And you've headed back towards sort of the east, haven't you? So where do you live up in?
Yeah, that's it. I moved up to Norfolk now. Yeah, recently, just after the lockdown, I went out in the countryside. I love it up there. It's great. I'm proper country bumpkin now.